Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? Very grateful for everything that everyone does for the channel. Please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. So I just wanted to talk about bullies, because I've had a few people contact me regarding boxing training for their children that have been bullied at school or wherever, and it reminded me of what happened when I was young. Because I wouldn't say I was a victim of bullying, because the bullies that tried to do it with me never really intimidated me. They just tried it on. But what they did, when I hit 13, I was quite tall. I was 6'2", and I started doing weight training because I'd been bullied when I was younger. I wanted to be big and strong to protect myself. So when I started the weight training, I started getting big. In a way, it sort of attracted more bullies, because I started getting a name for fighting. When I was sticking up for myself, I would fight people, and people would offer me out for fights, and I would go and fight them and beat them. And then I sort of got a little bit of a name in the school. But what happened then, it would then encourage older kids to try and pick on me and fight me for no reason, because they wanted to get a name. And I remember getting punched by like an older lad, a couple of years older, punched me for no reason at all. There's about 3 or 4 of them, as usual. I was on my own, going to the gym. I was about 14, and it just punched me on the bus, cut me for no reason. I went to the gym. I had to try and train with a cut, and these type of things were happening all the time at school. And I never forgot them. I never forgot them. I can be a forgiving person, but certain things I always keep in the back of my mind, even though it was 30 years ago. But I can be forgiving. I can be forgiving. And I'd get one particular little gang would pull knives out on me, or there was always like 3, 4, 5 of them, knives. They pulled a bottle out once, and they tried, and I just stood there. I went, "Coming in," and they were trying to smash a bottle on the wall, and I went, "Coming in," and I stood there, and I was never intimidated, and I never showed any sign of fear. I never walked off. I'd always go, "Coming in, bring it on." But what it did, all of these things encouraged me more and more and more to get stronger, and to get fitter, stronger, and be a better fighter. So I sort of, yeah, it really motivated me. And I've always had a dislike to anyone who bullies people, anyone who picks on people, because it's cowardly. The way I look at it now is they've created the fighter that I became. Because without all of that, when I was young, I would never have wanted to be a fighter. And it was sort of forced upon me to have to fight. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. My dad as well was quite strict with me. And yeah, back in those days, yeah, your parents could be strict on you. And what I've never understood about bullies is, what is the satisfaction of picking on someone, or making someone feel uncomfortable, or ganging up on someone, beating like a gang of 5, ganging up on one person? What is the satisfaction out of that? What's the honour? There's nothing to be proud of. Nothing to be proud of at all. And I was just thinking about it, because I've had so many people messaging me to train their children who have been bullied, and to give them a bit of confidence in their self-defense, being able to look after themselves, hold their hands up. So it just got me thinking about the bullies, that they can create you. They can create a fighter. Another thing about bullies as well, you never know who you're picking on. You never know who you're picking on. They tend to pick on people smaller than themselves, and people they perceive to be weaker. Now, I know for a fact, never underestimate the size of a man. Just because he's small does not mean he's not dangerous or a good fighter. Some of the hardest men I know aren't very big. They got hearts of lions. The old saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And I know that for a fact. Roy Shaw, for example, 5'8", 5'9", hard as nails. I know loads of people, small in stature, but massive hearts and brave and not to be messed about with. So yeah, you're best off in life. Treat people nicely, treat people how you'd like to be treated. Don't go around causing trouble and bullying people. Yeah, I'm a bit thoughtful about this one today because I know there's a lot of bullying going on, and I've got a lot of messages about it. So I've been thinking a lot about it, and yeah. So hopefully, I've got a few. I was meant to do the knife crime campaign yesterday with Chris Lambriano, and it got cancelled due to the train strikes. But me and Chris have been talking about some other charity projects we're going to get involved in as well. So I've been thinking a lot about this type of stuff: bullying, knife crime, some homeless things as well, and mental health. So yeah, there's a lot on my mind that I'm trying to. But yeah, anyway, I hope you're all well, and catch up with you all soon. Thank you.